Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy and welcome to an advanced building tutorial where I show you how to keep objects from falling down after you've raised them up outdoors. Now, I know that's a mouthful, but basically you will know what I mean. If you ever uploaded a house to a gallery and you had used Control 9 or the 9 key to move an item up, and all of a sudden someone downloads it and the item fell back down to the ground. The reason the game does that is because it has to consider it a room in order for that Control 9 or that 9 cheat to work. Now, the reason I say Control 9 versus 9, if you guys don't know, you can click on an item and hold 9 to lift it up. And if you have camera point set on your keyboard, I have a whole separate video about that, but if you have camera point set, you have to hold Control 9 in order for it to work. So I'm going to take this little drink item, which I like to put on top of this chair. I always think that this is a table, but it's actually a chair. And I don't know, I just like putting this drink on it when we're outdoors, right? It just looks super cute and it wouldn't just snap onto there normally because it's not a surface. So that's just one example of why you would use this cheat. So now if we were to take the entire lot, and I'm just gonna move it just a tiny bit so I can show you exactly what the problem is. So let's move it this way. Now, all of a sudden, that drink fell down. Now, if it was inside of a room, that wouldn't have happened. And there is a way to get around that. And all you have to do is click on your build, click on your walls and empty rooms, and find a flat square. Now, if you place it normally directly above it, it sometimes moves some items around. So I usually like to set it aside and cut it down to exactly the size that I want it. So for this item, one tile would be perfect. Then we'll go ahead and move the item back up where we want it, put it exactly there, and now we can move this tile underneath. Okay, so it's not completely on there. I'm just gonna maybe move it a bit more so it's actually sitting on that square. Now it's considered a room, and you can test this by picking up the room and moving it. And when it moves, if the item doesn't fall, then you're good. It will not fall when someone downloads it. So now we have an ugly tile. What are we gonna do to cover that up? Well, we have some floor patterns. Luckily, these are base game, and you can just kind of cover it up with grass. Now, obviously, this grass isn't the right color, so you're gonna run into a few issues. There's lots of other ways to try to cover it up. For example, if you wanted maybe to put some dirt and flowers underneath, or if you wanted to put some tile. Hold on, let's try the dirt first. You'll have to find a dirt that closely resembles it. You're still gonna get a bit of glitching. It's not entirely perfect. It's not a perfect concept, but it is something to get you started, to get your creative juices flowing. I don't know, maybe we can put some little flowers to cover that up instead. I don't know why you would have flowers under your drink tray, but you know, there we go. We can start to cover it up. Now, the other way you can cover it up is just actually by extending those tiles. So let's say this was on a back patio and you didn't mind having a cute little pattern. You can go ahead and do that. So it goes ahead and blends that in with the tile that you already have. And if you use certain worlds where the grass matches, it's less noticeable. For example, let's go back to this original grass. And we have some different grass colors under our terrain paint. Let's see what we got here that matches. Maybe that one, not quite right. Just takes a lot of playing around. And once you get out of build mode again, well, okay, I guess it's still super noticeable. But you get the idea, you get the idea. That is the only way to keep an item from not falling outdoors if you lifted it up. Actually, I lied. There's technically two more ways. The other way is within a pool, because a pool is considered a room. So if we went inside of this pool, see when you highlight it, it considers it a room. Let's say we went way down here and we grabbed, let me see. Some people like taking, I don't know, the balls and upsizing them. So they look like pool floaties or pool toys. So if we lifted that up, I can't tell if that's exactly right. It looks like it's sitting on top of the water. And then if we pick up and move the pool, the ball should move with it and not fall down. So that will be safe. Another option, and this one's way more tricky, but if you build a basement underneath, since a basement's considered a room, you can raise the item from underneath, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and take this table. Where did I make that basement? Right here. And we're gonna set it there. I can't tell if that's right or not. If you don't know, you can go underneath, click a basement and click up and it'll show you highlighted exactly where it is. Okay, so that's right on top of the basement. Now we can take our drink tray and we have to start by placing it in the basement. We're gonna place it using Control-0 all the way down on the floor. And now from here, we can lift it up until hopefully it snaps on top of the table. It's gonna take a lot of adjustment, a lot of messing around to get it exactly right. But once you get it right, there you go. Now, when you upload and download the lot, it is considering this still a room, even though you can't see it. So let's go ahead and move our entire lot so you can see what I mean. We're just gonna grab the whole thing and maybe move it a bit to the right. And again, this is just testing it so you can see that it in fact will not fall. And now when we zoom down back over here, it was considering the drink tray as part of the basement and it did not fall. So I hope that made sense. I know that went by like super quick. The main thing you need to know is that if the game does not consider it a room, the items will fall. So you have to make it into a room. Now, I have seen people talk about using fences, but as far as I know, fences aren't considered rooms. Oh, did that work? Did we just figure something out here? No, I didn't think so. So even though it looks like a room to us, you can see it's considering it 4 separate walls. There might be a way to get around it, again, by just placing one of those squares, but what you're gonna do by doing that is just using the flat square anyway. So I guess you can make something and then put a fence around it. Oh, no, did that not work either? Let's see. There we go. Now it's considered a room because it has the flat square underneath it. So wouldn't make much sense for something like this, but maybe if you were doing something fun with, I don't know, a tree enclosed by a fence, I don't know. You can get creative with it is what I'm trying to say. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that helped a little bit. Another thing just to keep in mind is that currently if the entire house is on a foundation, so let's say we had a room over here and we had the foundation, it's also gonna lift up the room that you created outside, but since we are getting a new patch update coming soon with Get Famous in November, you will not have to worry about that because this will be able to be completely flat while another room is on foundation. Super excited for that. Cannot wait. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any other tips and tricks or any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below so I can make another tutorial. I will see you next time. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye. Wait guys, before you go anywhere, don't forget to click over here to watch new videos and click on my face when I disappear to subscribe.